Hello, River Cruise enthusiasts! It's Johanna with Holiday Planet, back with another FAQ video getting us ready to cruise from Paris to Normandy for the 80th anniversary of D-Day. This video will be about dress code and packing tips. So first of all, our dress code is casual this whole trip, no formal wear needed. When we're sightseeing in Europe, although Europeans tend to dress very fashionably, I think that completely casual will be the best for us for our long days of sightseeing, particularly with really good walking shoes. A couple good pairs of walking shoes is a good idea. In case one of them starts to rub your foot in a funny way, you can switch to the other pair the next day. On board the ship, they request country club casual. So a little bit more elegant version of your casual day wear. When I come back to the ship, I will definitely change for dinner. Gentlemen might like to change into slacks and polo shirts or maybe button-down shirts instead of the jeans and t-shirts that you might be wearing during the day. But there is no formal dress code at dinner. Just think more slacks and polos. That should be great. Nothing more fancy than that is needed. I don't think you'll need to bring a dinner jacket at all or evening dress wear for the ladies unless you might be going to, say, a Michelin star restaurant that has a dress code. If they require dinner jackets, that may be something to think about. But our family will probably skip that on this trip. Now, the one optional theme night you might want to consider, and again, this is very optional, would be kilts in Paris. We are staying at two hotels that are right next, pretty much down the block from each other, and across the street is an Irish pub. And I thought it would be a whole lot of fun the night before embarkation for us to go to the Irish pub together and do kilts in Paris. That just seems like an amazing photo op and a lot of fun to me. But that could also be a lot to fit into your suitcase if you're short on space. So I'm just going to make that very, very optional for anyone who is interested. Now, speaking of suitcases, I highly recommend one checked bag and one carry-on bag per person and no more. But the actual restrictions are only from the airline. The ship doesn't have any luggage restrictions whatsoever. You can bring as much luggage on the ship as you want to. Although room to store suitcases in the cabin is a little bit minimal, so you might want to consider that. If you are flying standard, you can usually take one checked bag for free to Europe that is 50 pounds or lighter and a total dimensions of 60 inches or smaller. So if you add the height, width, and depth of your bag together, you should get a total size of 60 inches or smaller. If you're flying first class, usually your bags can be up to 70 pounds and you can check two of them. But let's talk through that for a minute. Then when you get to Europe with your two 70-pound bags, they won't fit in a transfer vehicle. They may not fit in the taxis. You know, that much luggage is a little bit difficult to manage, so I would keep that in mind. For sure, if you have pre-booked transfers with us and you're going to have more than one checked bag and one carry-on item per person, please let us know to check with the transfer company and make sure that they'll be able to accommodate all of your luggage. Otherwise, we might have to book you a larger vehicle. And for sure, if you're taking any trains before or after the river cruise, it's good to note that you must manage your own luggage on and off the trains. That means you need to be able to pick it up and step up onto the train and load your bags in and out of the luggage racks yourselves. In some very small towns in Europe, the train stations even have stairs getting up and down to the different platforms, and there are no elevators available in the really small stations. So it's a good idea to only bring what you can carry on and off a train or up and down a set of stairs if really necessary. So that means we're gonna need to pack light. So I have some tips here for packing light, including my tip about packing a capsule wardrobe. I'll do that at the very end, so you could stop the video before that. But first, let's talk about a couple things that you definitely need to bring and a few things that you do not need to bring. So definitely bring good walking shoes. That's my number one tip for this trip. Number two is an outlet adapter. So let's talk really quickly about the difference between an outlet adapter and a converter. So an adapter just changes your US plug to plug into their outlets. That's all it is a little box that changes one set of prongs to a different set of prongs so that you can plug it in. That works for all our devices like phone chargers, laptop cables, because if you look at the little cube and read what it says that it's made to run on a range of voltages from 110 to 220 volts. Anything that says that it's made to work on a range of voltages, you can just plug it into the adapter and plug the adapter into the wall, no problem. They even make dual voltage flat irons and hair dryers these days if you want to pick up one of those. But if you don't, if you take your regular hair dryer to France and you just plug it into the adapter and plug it into the wall, you could take out the power in that whole hotel. And you don't want to be that person, trust me. So if you want to plug your regular hair dryer or maybe electric razor, something like that, you need a power converter that's going to convert the 220 power coming out of the wall to 110, which your device needs. So that's a good consideration if you need to bring one of those small appliances with you that's not made to operate on the range of voltages. But hair dryer is a good thing to put on your list of things that you do not need to bring, because our hotels will have hair dryers. The ship will have hair dryers. So you should be pretty set in that area. The hotels and the ship will also have things like soap and shampoo, so you can pack really minimally on that way in terms of toiletries if that helps you save space. Any laundry that needs to be done, because we will have the opportunity to do laundry, you probably want to do that on the ship, because the hotels will have laundry service. You could send things out, but the question is always, am I going to be here enough nights to get it back? Whereas on the ship, we have the most number of days to send out laundry and get it back. The price will be per piece, I believe, and you'll see that price list when we get on the ship. It might not be the cheapest, but I think that we should just expect that that's part of our expense on this trip, and doing a bag of laundry mid-trip will really help. Otherwise, if you want to do sink laundry, you can use that cheap hotel shampoo as laundry soap, and you can do sink laundry in your hotel, especially if you bring lightweight, quick-drying fabrics like sport fabrics or moisture wicking fabrics that dry really fast. You can wash them, sink laundry, and hang them up in your hotel bathroom, and they'll be dry before you know it. Otherwise, heavier fabrics you probably would have to send out for laundry. All right, let's see. A couple of other things to not bring. Clothes irons are prohibited on the ship as a fire hazard. They also do not have steamers to borrow, from what I understand, but they do have pressing service. If you need to have something pressed, you can send it out and have that done. I do not recommend bringing any weapons on this trip. This is not a good trip to travel armed. Weapons will also be prohibited on the ship. And I think that's about it. If you have other questions about packing, please refer to my packing list. That's going to be posted in the comments down below here on Facebook, and will also go out with the email that goes out with this video. Alrighty, so you can turn the video off if you don't care about my clothes packing tips, but if you do, the idea of a capsule wardrobe is a great idea for packing light going to Europe. I have traveled in Europe up to 3 weeks in a carry-on, and it does work. And the idea is that you take a certain number of basics of each, tops, bottoms, shorts and skirts, etc., and mix and match them all to make different outfits. So you have different outfits for every day of the trip by just mixing and matching all of those different pieces. And the way to do that is to make sure that everything you bring matches everything else that you bring. And if there's something that stands out that only matches one or two other things and you couldn't really wear it with all of the other pieces that you've brought, that goes out. I don't bring things like that. I don't bring outfits that can only be worn together as one outfit. All mix and match pieces are the best way to pack light for a trip like this. You could think about using the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method, for example, which would be 5 tops, 4 bottoms, maybe pants, short pants, a skirt, and shorts, 3 dresses and skirts, or maybe for guys, those would be more different pairs of shirts, 2 swimsuits, 1 hat, something like that is how they do this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then those pieces will mix and match into a bunch of fabulous travel outfits. There are lots of great articles about how to do that on Pinterest, so I'll try to post a couple of those as well down in the Facebook comments below. Happy packing, everyone. Let me know how you're doing, and let me know, as always, if you have any questions. I have answers. Thanks so much. Bye.